Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. My hair is a hot mess today. I'm fully aware. There's nothing I can do with it, so you're just gonna have to deal with it as well, okay? We have a two-part story on our hands today. Out of our marriage, but still dealing with a marriage-related issue between a black wife and a white husband. My husband made an insensitive, hurtful comment about my color. Dumb ways to die. Let's read through this together, see what the issue is, and see how we feel about it afterwards. I am in an interracial relationship. I am black, he is white. Married for 6 years, known each other for 10. Today, we went out for what was supposed to be a very nice dinner. My husband and I joke a lot and have a lot of humor. But tonight, he said something that took me by surprise and hurt my feelings. At dinner, while holding my hand, he made a comment about how even the creases of my hands were very dark. He said they looked dirty.
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Why would you say that? Sir, how stupid can you be? Why would you say that? Like, if someone were to look at my hand and tell me that I looked dirty. Ooh, okay. And there are so many connotations, racist connotations, to saying that black people look dirty. Why would you say that? This was so random. It was so hurtful. My skin is not dirty. It is dark. How has this man known me for so long and is just saying this now? We joke about race and usually it's just silly, but for some reason this really hurt my feelings. I tried to brush it off and just enjoy the rest of the night. But he could tell I was He wasn't bothered? He then asked what was wrong and I told him. Now he is acting miserable and saying he's a bad person and the night that was supposed to be super fun has been shut down. We are back home. I am trying not to cry. He is a great husband, but I'm taken aback. He is clearly sorry and I'll get over it. I just needed to get that off my chest. Whew, sheesh. I don't even know what to say. How would you even respond to your husband that you've been married to for years that makes this out of nowhere comment? Granted, we all say stupid things or we say things without thinking about them. If this was the first time he had ever said something like that and then caught it, I would have said that that person is much more culturally aware. The thing that sits weirdly with me is that you told him what affected you. He was aware enough to know that you were bothered by something. And when you told him, it seems like he became a drama queen. That to me is very off. The only thing that you would really have to say is, I am so sorry. That was not my intention. It came out of my mouth without thinking. It was stupid of me to say, I don't think you're dirty. I am so sorry, babe. I apologize. That to me, and maybe like a little bit of coddling later, would have made up for it. But for him to be kind of going off and going, oh shucks, I'm such a bad person and I'm miserable and the night's ruined, like you're making it about you. Is he a great husband? Because a great husband's response would have been apologetic but accountable. He's whining and placing the onus on you to soothe him. He's not the victim.
I'm the victim!
It was a stupid and unfiltered thing to say. Can we forgive it? Yes. What we can't forgive is him turning himself into the victim and being mopey and making you have to reaffirm that he's not awful. That's so childish. I don't know how old these people are, but this sounds extremely immature. And I am kind of interested in seeing what happened in part 2 because it seems like he is stopping the conversation from going anywhere productive. Husband super regretful and depressed about making hurtful comment. Not sure how to handle this. My husband made an inappropriate, hurtful comment the other day and we had a pretty uncomfortable discussion. I'm still uncomfortable about it, but I've accepted it as a mistake. Since that night, and especially after our discussion when I explained why his comment was hurtful, he has been on a downward spiral of being depressed and saying things like, I'm a bad person, I don't know why you're with me, etc. It's day 3 and he's still like this. My lord.
Do I need to call you a wambulance?
Wah, 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 wah.
This man's a baby. This is annoying. This is so annoying. Initially, I thought he was throwing a pity party, but now I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do or say or how to handle this. Nothing I say seems to make any difference. This is so bizarre. It feels icky for someone to do something like this and then expect you to just, oh, hush, hush, there, it's okay. I know you're not a bad husband. You're a good husband. You just made a big whoopsie. Like, this is so disgusting and icky and ew. I don't like it. The comments here are pretty in line with the first thread. It's a pity party. I would ignore him. He's just being manipulative. I agree. I feel like he's waiting for OP to tell him, it's fine, you're not a bad person, etc. He caused her hurt, but wants her to make him feel better. I mean, this video was a short one, but I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe, just maybe, y'all can make sense of this, because I absolutely cannot. And it just feels gross and like we're dealing with a baby. I'm looking forward to getting back to y'all next week with whatever else is waiting for us. As we always say on our channel, with God, all things are possible, and I will see you next time. Take care.